Hello, everyone. Michael Molthan, M2 The Rock, coming to you from Dallas, Texas. D-Town, baby. The 214. Man, we got a show today. Rapper, famous rapper, actor, writer, motivational speaker, entrepreneur. I have to do spell check on that word. I can't spell that name. Successful owner of multiple businesses. My man, 100 grand. Mario, Canon, my new celly. What's up with it?
What's up, Mike, man? How's it going, brother?
Man, it's so good to see you and meet you. And this is our first time to meet face to face on this platform. And let's kind of start out. We talked a little bit on the phone yesterday, and I'll tell a story. I very rarely dip into social media. I jump on there, every once in a while to see what's popping. And my team sent over a screenshot saying, hey, somebody is really blowing you up right now. So I looked at it and I said, man, this man, he's paying me too much attention. And so we reached out to you. And what made you reach out to us? I was honored.
You just seemed authentic, right? So on these apps, there's a lot of people with a lot of different presentations, right? And when I say presentations, I mean exactly what I mean. They're just presentations. But what drew me to you was how authentic and how real the things you were doing and the changes you made. And I was like, this guy's actually making a difference. He's not trying to peacock. He's not trying to portray an image. He's trying to help people. He's trying to tell a story. I was like, this dude's cool. I was like, I want to know this guy. And even if I never meet him, I'm gonna support him in whatever he's doing by liking and commenting and sharing his story and what he's doing. And I'm just gonna show him love no matter what, because this guy's authentic.
Well, I really appreciate that, Mario, and it's what an honor. I appreciate that, and the same for us over here and myself too. We're gonna put you on blast on our side too. I watched the interview with you just recently with Brad Lee, and it was a beautiful interview, and I think you got one dropping with Sean Kelly.
Yes.
I saw that you met with him, and we're with him July 11th. Going to be with him, so we're excited about that. So let's kind of have some fun. No, actually, he's going to be in Austin. He'll be down in Austin.
Nice.
And so ATX. So we're looking forward to that. So it was just pretty cool, just people reaching out like yourself. So my motto has always been about attraction, not promotion, and that vulnerability. And that's cool you said vulnerability, because vulnerability, and you're the same way. That's what attracted me to you. Being vulnerable, especially as a man, is simply being brave and being transparent, and that's what helps others. And so I feel that with you too. So let's have some fun real quick. All right,
let's do it.
Favorite rappers? Who are your favorite rappers?
Tupac, Twista, Bone Thugs and Harmony. I like the East Coast era where they had the 50 Cents and Cam'rons. The earlier, I like all the earlier rap. I'm a big fan of that. Goody Mob, Outkast. That's my favorite. That's my rap era. I like a lot.
Let me show you mine. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. We got Lil Baby.
Okay.
I like Lil Baby. Snoop.
Yeah.
Kevin Gates.
I love Kevin Gates. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. H-Town. He's from H-Town, Houston. Yeah. And I like Drake. I got Tupac also. I like The Root. The Root. You know who? Yeah, The Root. He throws it out there. And then Travis Scott.
Okay.
And I've got a new one. You want to know who it is?
Who?
Mario Canon.
Oh, really?
So check this out, everyone, and we'll have all of Mario's links down there. I got some more questions. We're gonna have some fun. So check this out.
She mine for the weekend. I swear she is scissor. The next say blizzard. The money make me get her. I brought my gun, but don't test my hitters. Always in the cut like scissors.
Hey, you go hard.
Thank you.
You go hard.
Thank you.
Good stuff. We're going to get into your rapping. Next thing, your favorite NFL football team.
Man, you would do this to me, wouldn't you? You would do this to me. I don't have a favorite NFL team. You know why?
Not one?
Well,
Why?
because I'm a bandwagoner. Like I was a Tom Brady fan. So wherever
Yeah.
Tom Brady was, I was just like, I'm a Tom Brady fan. I like Richard Sherman when he was wherever he played
Yeah.
for the Seahawks because he was always talking mess.
Yeah, he's got that mouthpiece on him.
I like his confidence, man. So I'm not a huge NFL guy, but I like personalities and I like charisma and confidence and play. I like when people win. Yeah.
Let me show you something. Let me show you something. Right there. Them boys. Them
Cowboys.
boys.
You know what?
Cowboys. Them boys.
My man, hey, Native would love you right now. You know, I got so much love for Dallas Cowboys. A lot of them guys, a lot of the veterans of Cowboys, those are my homies. Actually, they're my friends. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
There you go. All right. Here's another one. Your favorite comedian, because I heard you on Brad Lee. Would you do a little comedian stand up?
Yeah, I've done one before actually. Yeah, I did a stand up in Chicago at the Red Room. I did just a little improv. I did pretty well. Comedian, man, I like Dave Chappelle. I think Dave Chappelle's funny. I love Mike Epps. Mike Epps is my favorite.
Yeah.
Mike Epps is this. He don't care. I get Mike Epps. Like Mike Epps is my boy. And then I like
Yeah.
Key and Peele.
Oh.
Key and Peele and Danny McBride.
Okay.
I love
Okay.
Danny
I need to
McBride.
check them out. I'm a Kevin Hart man.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart, and Dave Chappelle. I like Dave Chappelle too. I had the opportunity to meet Dave Chappelle, and dude, he's just smooth and quiet. You know, we were just actually hanging out here in Dallas. I was doing a project at the Ritz Carlton in Dallas, and he was outside just hanging out, and I was outside, and we were just talking. And I didn't realize who I was talking to, but very humble, good guy, neat guy. So, all right, if you're here, if you had one person that you could choose to have dinner with, who would that be? Your hero.
Have dinner with my hero. One person. Who would that be? A dead or alive, or
Dead or alive?
man? It's gonna sound crazy, man, to say this. Dead or alive is Tupac Shakur for sure.
Ah, why do you admire him so much?
Because he had a purpose and passion in his mission, and it wasn't just about him. And the world misunderstood him, and he was militant in what he was trying to do. And he not only was he talented, but he was articulate, and he had both. He had the best of both worlds. He had street knowledge, he had the intellectual knowledge, and he was a talented actor as well. He checked all boxes. He cared. He cared about women. He cared about movements. He cared about everything. But then he wasn't afraid to be himself. And he had that dark, but he had the light. So I love Tupac's message and what he stood for.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So, as an actor, it's interesting that I want to talk to about first is that your acting career, you were actually on the show Empire.
Yes.
Tell us that story. I mean, how did that happen?
I was just a background extra forever on there. So I would go up to Chicago, and I would go and usually I used to sleep in my car a lot of times to get on the set just to make $80 a day to be a background extra. Eventually, I got bumped up to be a stand-in, and I ended up getting an agent to represent me after a while. And I had been doing background for some years, and then I got fired from being a stand-in.
How's that happen?
Well,
you didn't stay in your lane.
Yeah, listen, I had some I had some situations with one of the head actors. He didn't particularly care for me as much. Maybe he just felt some type of way towards me. And I remember one day I was on set, and I was excited to get my schedule, and I didn't get one. And then I asked one of the actors, I said, "Hey man, what did I do wrong? Everybody loves me." He said, "Well, this one guy doesn't love you." And he's he's kind of mean. I was like, "Well, what the heck did I do, man? Like I me, I'm a professional dude. Like I'm taking care of business here. I'm not stepping outside of my boundaries." And so they fired me as a stand-in. I sat in my car, man. I had tears. I was sitting there like, man, I worked so hard to get here, and now it's all over. And I had got my pay bump. I went from $80 to $150. I was balling. you know.
Right. Right.
And so they want they asked me to come back, but I declined to come back as a stand-in. I said no. Next time I come back, I'm gonna be on the show. And kid you not, man. I mean, like a few months later, I got an audition to play a younger version of Terrence Howard. The irony in that, and I ended up getting a role. And I didn't even think I would get the role. I really went into the interview nonchalant, and I didn't even have the script that they had gave me. Somehow the script had got dropped. I didn't get the right paperwork, so it was to be a rapper. So you know what I did? I just went and did one of my own songs. I was like, and they gave me it was a song I was supposed to rap, but I didn't give a crap. I'm gonna do my stuff. I didn't know. Everybody had the script. I was like, I had no script. And so I just brought in my Bluetooth boombox like this. I walked in like this. I had a big fake gold chain on. I mean, this chain was big and fake. And I walked in there and started rapping. And the guys told me that I would get 2 words out and they're gonna kick you out. They said they're just kicking people out. You're gonna say 2 words, you gotta go.
Right.
They let me rap my whole damn song. I was rapping, spitting, and they said, "Could you do that again?" I was like, "Easy." And they were like, "I was like, I was like, can I cuss?" It was like, "We want you to cuss." So I started spitting one of my songs. They was like, "Do you own that?" I was like, "Yeah, I own my own label. I'm my own boss." And then after that, by midnight that night, I was signing the contract.
Is that right? And how long did that last?
Well, it was supposed to be for the whole season, the rest of the season, but it got cut short because the whole situation with Jesse had happened. You know, the show ended after that.
Right.
And then, you know, I had the situation with Terrence too. So it was kind of like, it was a couple of things that were working not in my favor. But I know God got bigger plans for me. So, you know, he had bigger
Come on.
plans. So yeah, for sure.
So, are you doing any more acting? Have you got any more gigs on that?
All the time, actually. When I get off this call, I got a couple of more auditions I got to do and some gigs coming up. For
Was
sure.
acting ever in your future, in your dreams?
Um, because Tupac did it, I wanted to do it honestly,
Ah,
and I always thought I could be a great entertainer. And in college too, my buddy LaRoyce Hawkins got me into plays and stuff and doing pageants and acting. He's on Chicago PD. He's the main guy on Chicago PD on NBC. And shout out to him, man. He got me in the game. Yeah, for sure.
that's good. That's good stuff. Let's go back to your rap career because it seems like that's your love and passion.
I love
Um,
music, man.
is music and producing music and
Yeah,
writing. I tell you, I share this all the time with people who could understand. When I was incarcerated, some of the best rappers I've ever heard are locked up and will never get out. I mean, and it was therapy for them. I mean, it's poetry and what they would say and, bang on the glass, it was like perfect beat,
yeah.
it was just the beat that they would do and to listen to them. It's such an art of rapping. Is rapping like therapy to you? Is it a release?
It's more than that, man. It's a way to me to speak to my soul, and it's the way I communicate to people, right? Because a lot of things I might not be able to articulate to you the way I really want to because I have a big heart, and I don't like to hurt people's feelings. I care about people, right? And so what
Yeah,
I
I know you
do is
do.
I articulate my feelings through songs, and people are a lot more receptive of the language when it has a rhythm and have a rhythm and
Right,
an instrumentation to
right,
it. So I
right.
noticed that people are more accepting of that when I can deliver it in a beautiful way like that. And I need it. I don't care if nobody listens to the darn song I make. I just need to make it.
And that's the great thing about it. It's a release for you because
Yes.
it sounds like it puts you in the safest place in the world. And that's right here, right now, because as you know, that's where God's at is right
Yeah.
here, right now. And it's
Yes.
that peace and that comfort and that freedom to say whatever you want to, you
Yeah.
know, it's beautiful. I've been listening to your stuff and we'll have all the links in our descriptions on our platforms on how to follow Mario. You got a nickname like MC or
Um, I'm just Mario Cannon.
Mario Cannon? Okay, good. Mario Cannon. So, who have you shared the stage with? I mean, who are some of the big names that you shared the stage with?
Well, Twista took me on tour with him. So when Twista took me on tour, I was able to open up for Usher, Lauryn Hill,
Wow.
um, uh, Bobby Valentino, Juvenile, Yin Yang Twins, Mystical, Lil Wayne, um, Soldier Boy, you name it. I've probably opened up for them, and I've performed in front of crowds of 40,000 plus actually. Ludicrous.
Wow.
Flow Rider brought me on stage with them and gave me a shout out. You name it. So, and I'm really, really grateful. Montana 300. I'm really grateful that Twista did that because it opened up the floodgates for me, man. And he took me under his wing and really groomed me. So
That's really good. Good mentorship is important. Motivational speaker. You speak a lot. What do you speak about, and who do you
uh,
speak to?
I speak to all ages and all ranges of people. Um, I've been hitting a lot of schools as of late because I really think the seed, the cultivation of the seed, which the youth is very important. If we can turn them and get them to start to use the frontal lobe of the brain for logic a little bit more and understand that there's so much more to life and give them hope and inspiration, man, we can win. So yeah, I go to schools to speak. And I speak about love, prosperity, and opening their minds to different things and exposing them to the truth. Because a lot of times they listen to rappers and these kids, whether rappers believe it or not, man, we have a responsibility to the youth. You guys can rap about all that crap you want, make all the money you want, but guess what? These kids literally take your stuff verbatim. They will listen to rappers and do exactly what the rappers are talking about and think that is life and that is legit. So I feel like I have a responsibility as an artist to give them the truth.
That's beautiful. I applaud that. Yeah, because our crisis today is the missing man. There's
Yes.
so many men that don't have a father and have a father figure in their life. Successful business owner, entrepreneur. You got multiple businesses.
Yes.
You share about that.
Um,
When do you sleep?
well, I typically get up. As of now, I'm getting up around 4:30 every morning to 5. So, but as far as my businesses right now, I have commercial real estate, and then I have an Anytime Fitness franchise that I own a gym, of course. And then I'm doing my speaking, of course, my speaking engagements. And I'm actually getting booked for a lot of entertainment shows right now, hip hop shows. So it's crazy how my life is going right now. So, and I think while we're on the
Well,
phone, I've just seen some emails come through. I might have got some serious callbacks right now. I just seen some emails come through. So,
that's what's up. That's what's up. When we're
yeah.
doing the work, the phone starts ringing, and
Yes,
and
yeah,
and I can relate to that. That's beautiful. You much deserved. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy getting to where you were at. And
no,
let's kind of dive into your story of the past. Had a rough upbringing, and
yes,
Springfield, Illinois, is where you're from, and
yes.
let's talk about that.
Yeah, I grew up in Springfield, man. I was, your typical kid, man, that grew up in a single parent home. My mom was married for a bit as well, so I won't like disclose that information. But I still grew up with a single mom,
Hmm.
for the majority of my life, for that. And my siblings, I lost a lot of my siblings through street violence. And when I say siblings, I mean like my first cousins who we grew up together, in the same household, and sometimes we lived together too, right? And so,
Hmm.
in Springfield, I was a good kid. I played ball, but like any other kid that played ball, after high school, what happens?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got the
Getting
road.
that no, you getting that noise.
And so then you go to the streets. And then, I was in school, but I was playing both sides of the field, man. And that's when I ran into trouble. And that's when I lost a lot of the things that I took for granted, losing scholarships because of my background. I ended up getting locked up for stuff and getting in trouble all the time. And I had a really, really, really hard time, man. I was homeless a few times, right? Um, Man, hell, at some points, man, I still kept rapping the time. So for the entire time I'm going through all this, I kept making music and I kept trying to push the envelope that I'm this artist and I'm going to be big one day. So no matter what state of point in my life I was in, when you look at my timeline, I was always putting music out and doing videos, and I wasn't letting you know that after I shot that video, I was going to go sleep on my floor in my efficiency apartment that probably didn't have any power at the time. You would never
Right.
know that, right? You would never know that I could barely afford my phone bill at the time. My cars were getting repossessed at my shows. I've had times I came outside, my car was gone multiple times.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
chased my car down the street plenty of times. But one thing I stayed consistent with was my mission to be better and want more. So through that
Right.
entire process of me struggling and losing my siblings and stuff, man, I just I kept a strong mind. And I had my mom, man. My mom has always been my rock. Always had my back no matter what, man. And she's a strong woman. And I watched her struggle, and I did not want to let her down. And once I had children of my own, I know I had kids. I was like, man, I got to be an example for them, you know. So that's what it was.
So what happened? When was your awakening? And where was that rock bottom moment where you knew that the only thing at the bottom was you and the rock?
When I lost Tone, I lost my brother Tone, man, and I was at a really low point. Um, he had I had a show in Peoria, Illinois, that night, and there was a shootout that night at the show I was at. So I left that show. I had two ladies with me, which is crazy because it kind of saved me. And I drove back to Springfield. And typically, when I go back to Springfield, I'll go back to Tone's house, and we all rendezvous for, you know how it is. You know, we
Yeah.
don't sleep. We wild boys.
Yeah.
But that night I didn't go. I went to my grandma's house because I had to drop this other chick off. It was all out the way. It was on the west side. I was, you know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
didn't, it was, I just needed to get some rest. And typically I
Yeah.
can drink and stay up all night and do whatever drugs to stay up. But,
Yeah.
I was a wild mother humper, right?
Yeah.
And that night, for some reason, God had me stay at my grandma's house in these little bitty bunk beds. And I never did that. That night I did.
Yeah.
I woke up that night, man. I woke up that next morning to a phone call that said Tone had got shot, and for my homie Chaz, and he's not alive anymore either. This is crazy. And Chaz calls me. He said, "Cuz, they shot Tone." I said, "Man, shut up, man. You sound stupid. Shut up. I just talked to Tone. He good. We gotta. I'll be over there. I'll be over there. He ain't shot. Shut up. You don't know what you're talking about."
Yeah.
I got more calls. My heart dropped. That's why I knew it was real. So I got up, went over there, saw one there,
Mm.
had to go to the hospital. Tom was there. Crazy.
How'd you process this? How'd you handle this darkest time? It sounds like the darkest time of your life.
Man, it's crazy, man. Um,
Mm-hmm.
when I seen him, couldn't believe it because I was just with him.
Yeah.
We was going to throw a party. We was actually gearing up for a birthday party for him. We was throwing the biggest party in the city because we was popular. We was popping. He had the streets on lock. I had the music side on lock. I had the swag going. We had it. And I knew we was going to be on top one day. I knew that. I knew we was going to be big stars together. You know what I'm saying? I knew that we had this. So I got him tatted on me. But
Yeah.
I went rock bottom after that. Actually, after that, I got worse because I knew I was going to die. So I started doing drugs, popping pills, drinking every day.
Mm.
Every day. I found my confidence in how many women I could have.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't care. And one day it hit me, man. I had a son and a daughter. And I was like, I need to get closer to my son. And at this time, I was living in St. Louis. I had a good job too, but I was still living a double life. I said, man, I got to change. My son, I can't leave my son out here. Can't do that. Mm-mm. So that's what it was. I had a son, and I wasn't, I wasn't around him. Like we didn't live in the same vicinity in the area, but I knew I needed to be around him in them nurturing years because I didn't grow up with a father. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I
Right.
didn't want him to experience the things I was experiencing, trying to figure out who I was as a man without no structure. So it was really that and my son that really made me start to make that transition to becoming a better man. And then, the birth of my daughter, having a daughter too, softened my heart as well. Because I knew I wanted her to have good judgment and character on how to pick a man and how to be self-sufficient. That's what changed me. Fatherhood.
Yeah. Sounds like God used tone to save your life.
Yeah. And I had experienced more losses after that.
Yeah.
Even after that, I still I still lost family that I loved dearly to the streets, and it's not that they were even in the streets. It's just because of the proximity, which when we lived and where we were from, because
Right.
Springfield's not a place predominantly for young black men to be successful, honestly, and it's not. It was at one point it was ranked the most dangerous city. Um, see you good.
Yeah.
I'm not in Springfield right now.
Mhm.
But it was ranked one of the most at the time of their death, of Tone's death. Around that time, it was ranked one of the most dangerous cities in the country. It was like
Mm.
number two, and it
Mm.
was, and the energy was so ignorant at the time. They were bragging about us being the most like guys were excited to announce that, and that's when I noticed too. Like even now, I look back on that the hip hop culture. We like celebrated whose city was more dangerous. And now I look back on that, like, what's to celebrate about that?
Mm-hmm.
What city is the most prosperous for us, bro?
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
are we why are we celebrating degeneracy and death and pain? Um, but yeah, Tone's death did change me. It did. It might have took a
Yeah.
little bit longer for it to resonate to what was going on inside of me, but I lost, and a lot of guys wouldn't hang out with me no more because I was changing. A lot of the friends I had didn't like me
Mm.
anymore because I was changing. They
Which
even
means they really weren't your friends.
they even called me fake. They because I was changing, and in my vernacular, I speak like this, but I'm from there, and
Right.
I wanted to be a professional, and I wanted to win. Yeah, and so yeah, Tone Steph. That's what did it.
Was anybody brought into your life that was a mentor to help you through this, to help you? Because this is real life trauma. This is real life pain and this is real life suffering. And as we talk about on Into the Rock, is that we have to take the focus off addiction. Everybody's an addict. We are all addicts. And to take the focus off addiction and focus on why the addiction, to
Yeah,
address the trauma, the pain, and the suffering. What man was brought into your life to help you walk through this, to be that figure?
I had multiple mentors at the
Mm-hmm.
time, and I still had I had Charles in my life. He was actually one of the guys. I actually hired him at Nordstrom when I lived in St. Louis. He was an older gentleman, and he's like one of my best friends to this day. And he was one of the guys. Had a DJ at the time, Yadi Eli, who actually hated me as younger dude because I was cocky, arrogant, and
Yeah.
disrespectful towards him.
Yeah.
But he took me in as well and loved me, right? And made sure I was good, and he was there for me. I had a few other mentors, my coaches, and things of that nature. But the main mentor I had was God and the gym, to be honest with you. And that's
Mm.
the God honest truth. That was my mentor right there. So
Talk about your faith. I mean, not church, but your faith. How important is that to you? And is that a part of your daily routine?
daily routine is God, seriously. And I don't belong to any church. I'm not going to sit here and, I've been to churches, I performed at churches. I have friends that are pastors that I hold dearly to me.
Mm-hmm.
But God is first.
Yeah.
God is first. God is one. God is within all of us, right? And when they say we're made in His image, and so I take that very serious. And I feel like I'm an extension of God, and it's like I'm living like God is. I'm living through the experiences of God,
Mm.
and so I take that very very serious for sure. And I think that's why I'm here talking to you right now. I believe
Oh,
that.
wow. Well, I believe that too. Yeah. This is supposed to happen. This was meant to be,
Yes.
and, um, what's your message to someone out there that is struggling with grieving, trauma, pain, anger, resentment? I'm going to make the comeback, and that's what's fueling them. What's your, based off your personal experience, what's your advice to them?
Find a mentor or a group or somebody to be vulnerable to. Don't be afraid to let your feelings out. Don't get tricked out of your position that God gave you because you're grieving and you don't think it's masculine to cry or masculine to feel hurt and pain. The most masculine thing you could do is make a logical decision to live and not to hurt another human. I think that a lot of times that the fake bravado and all the imagery that's pushed out there gives us the notion that we have to be a certain way, and grieve a certain way, and respond with fire, fight fire with fire. But the real masculine man uses his brain first, and we can and we can reason. We look for reason. We look for reasons why this is happening this way. So if you're grieving right now and you're surfing loss, I know it's messed up. I know how you feel. Um, but you need to find guidance find a mentorship, and find something that gives you purpose. Because once you find purpose and you find what you want, you can give the people you love what they need.
Right. I just recently realized that I had to finally realize that I had to forgive myself, and it's okay to love myself. And when I did that, the suffering was all released. And then as I look at life through God's perspective today, Mario, and not the world or the culture, okay, when I look at it through God's perspective, here's what I really realize: that my trauma and pain and suffering as a result of forgiving myself and loving myself is a gift. It's actually a gift. And it was allowed to happen so we can share our story just like you're doing and be vulnerable and transparent to help those who are suffering. And there's not a better feeling, when you see the light come on in a young man, or and go, oh, there's that connection.
Yeah,
And I see you smiling, you can relate to that. And that's
yeah.
what's so beautiful about what we're doing. And you're an amazing human being, Mario. And I'm
Thank
looking forward to our friendship. What are you doing today? I mean, what's going on with you today?
So today I have a couple of auditions to complete. I got a few more meetings, a few more people to train. Actually, I have to do some more work with my properties, of course. um, I've been training since 5:30 this morning. So
So check this out. Check this out. Next Wednesday, I go work out for the very first time with a trainer, and
okay,
I have no clue what I'm about to walk into. I
okay,
have no clue what I'm about to walk into. I say, just don't get me so sore I can't walk across stage.
hydrate,
That's right. Hydrate. Thank you for that. I'm gonna be leaning on you. I'm gonna be leaning on you. And
hit me up,
so
man. I got you.
you do a lot of volunteer work. I mean, you reach out and you do some celebrity stuff. I think you mentioned about you come to Dallas every year. I can't wait for that
Oh, dude,
to see.
Amazing. Tim Clun, TK. Yeah, we come down there. We raise money for the veterans in the Celebrity Softball Classic. And all the NFL players, a lot of the Cowboys players, the Cowboy mascot dude who's all tatted up and stuff, he's there every year. A lot of actors are there. And we come and raise money for the veterans, help them get homes and make sure they're getting the medical attention they need and things like that. So, yeah, it's really fun.
Well, I will definitely be there, and we'll ride together. We'll ride together and hang out, and
Let's do it.
like
Yeah.
introduce you to a bunch of my friends here. Are you going on tour? Any tour lined out for you?
Yeah, so in June, I'm starting my tour in June right now. So I'm starting here in the Midwest. I'm hitting Iowa, Indiana, Chicago area, some Midwest areas in Champaign, like University of Illinois town at the Canopy Club. I'm going crazy, man. And it's I wasn't even pushing the envelope like that. It just God, this was like, listen, here you go.
That's what's up.
You're getting booked. And I was like, okay. I'm getting booked. Let's work. So
That's right.
Here we are.
Go do, God. You coming through Texas?
I've been through Texas, and I will be rerouting back through Texas this time for sure.
Well,
So God
let
willing,
me know.
God willing, I'll be there sooner than later.
Well, Mario, it has been an incredible interview and show with you. And where can people reach you?
Always on Instagram at This Is Canon, or MarioCanon.com. I got merch on there if you guys want to get my merch at the MarioCanonStore.com. It's also on MarioCanon.com. There's a link to my store there as well. So get some of my merch if you guys want to support. Other than that, hit me up on Instagram at This Is Canon. I check my inbox. I do have a team that runs it as well as you do as well, Mike. Mm-hmm. But I'll go on there and try to find the real folk.
Yeah.
Because you gotta go through all those messages, so many messages. You got to go through and find how you guys found me being a real one. You got to do the same. I do the same thing to people too. So for sure.
Yeah. And then download your music. It's, I guess, on all of Spotify, iTunes, iHeart, Amazon Music, all of
everywhere.
That.
The thing is just make sure you guys, when you do it, it's Mario Canon with one N. Y'all keep thinking I'm related to Nick Cannon. I'm not. I'm Mario Canon. Nick Cannon got 232 kids. I got 2. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Man, he's out there. He's out there.
Joking, baby. Hey, what's up? Hey, shout out to Nick Cannon, man. I wanted to get on Wild 'N Out, man, but I guess he was whatever. But it's coming.
That's good stuff. Good stuff. Mario Canon, make sure y'all subscribe to his pages, subscribe to our page, and share this out. And it's been a great show. Rapper, actor, writer, speaker, motivational speaker, entrepreneur, successful owner of multiple businesses. Incredible story from the hood to the penthouse. And he's up there in Illinois. He's on the gas, pin 90-24-7. My new Celly. We ride together. We ride all night, sleep all day. And but Mario, hey, listen, for all your viewers and my viewers, I got 3 words. You ready?
I'm ready.
It's got 8 letters. 8 letters. And it's got one meaning. You know what that is?
What is it?
381. 381. I love you.
My mans. I love you. I love you. M2 the Rock.
You may need to do a rap song for us for our opener, for our new opener we're going to put on our show.
Are you telling me you want me to make you an opening rap song? I can make that happen.
Bet. Lock it down.
I can make that happen for you.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Everyone, y'all have a good day. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share this out. And God bless you. Love you, Mario.
Love you too, brother.